Been wanting to learn about different careers? Or just need that nudge to pursue your passion projects? Here at Project Offbeat Careers Podcast, we talk to guests with unique careers outside the usual corporate shtick. Listen to historians, gamers, teachers, and cosplayers. See how they've succeeded and how you can apply their learnings to your workplace. Catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And get ready to take the off-beaten path with us.
The views, takes and opinions expressed on this show are of the host's own and do not represent the views, takes and opinions of the Bunk Collective and its affiliates. Material and sources mentioned in this episode is for general and commentary purposes only. This episode might include strong language and may not be suitable for children. Listener discretion is advised. Stay safe and stay wrestle everyone. Welcome to the main event, Mark.
Hi, ayan. Hello. Welcome to your Unfiltered Tagalog Wrestling Podcast and the official wrestling podcast of the Bong Collective. This is the main event Mark podcast. Hi, my name is Angelo Pinera here. Thank you very much for watching our live earlier on Facebook, facebook.com/MEM Wrestling Pod and then youtube.com/MEM Wrestling Pod. Alam nyo, pasensya na guys kung hindi ka mahaba yung live na yun. Kasi wala talaga ako dapat live episode today. I decided to throw that first kasi it's a very important development and it's a very unfortunate to hear that AEW got its lowest rated show ever in their company history and parang walang nangyayari sa company ni Tony Khan and he doesn't move at all. Parang hindi siya nadadalaw, hindi siya nagagawa ng kahit anong galaw, kahit anong moves, or he doesn't just care at all about that information. And he didn't care about that much because may mabibigay pa naman siyang pera sa big three niya, kay Ospreay, kay Mercedes, at kay Okada. Pero Mercedes, Tony should keep an eye on the ratings because it really shows how bad the product feedback can be. I don't care about the product if it's good or bad. What matters here if the product is actually presentable or the product is actually really shows kung gaano nga ba kaganda itong nagiging presentasyon ng AEW, hindi naman siya nagtutugma on what we supposed to get in. However, like what I promised, as much as we want to say that AEW is entering into a different era that AEW really needs to understand. AEW really needs to step up and they have to deal with the current era where they are at right now. Hindi naintindihan ni Tony Khan yun kasi he didn't care about that much. He cares more on shitting about he really cares about shitting about WWE and giving money to people who doesn't deserve it. Diba? That's Tony Khan to you. But to me, in a different perspective, you really have to be smart at this point. Yung pagiging hindi na siya matter eh. Hindi na siya important aspect of the product eh. What's really important now is you have to be smart enough na. Hindi porket marunong ka na mag-book ng talent mo, it doesn't mean you learned a lot from the way you are booking the product. But no, AEW should be keep an eye on what they're trying to book or what they're trying to do at. No? Pero regardless, okay. So we're not going to talk about AEW for now. We will talk about NXT Battleground. Medyo late na to. May apologies then if I gave you guys a late review on this show because malala yung sakit ko. Nagkasakit ako very recently. Luckily, I'm okay na. And I'm still trying to cope the sickness during the library, obvious naman. Pero, ayun, medyo mas okay na ako kaysa kanina. And, I'm fine. Kumpara nung nakaraang araw na sobrang sabog ako, parang hindi ko maintindihan mga shit ko. But, yun, I'm really okay na. So, kumpara nung nakaraang mga araw, mas okay ako today. Anyways, while you are opening the show, thank you very much as well for listening, always on the Main Event Mark podcast, and also for tuning in on social media pa rin, tsaka sa YouTube channel pa din ng Main Event for both Main Event Mark and the Pro Wrestling Philippines Club podcast. No episode next week on the PWPH podcast because like what I said, every other Wednesdays yung podcast na yun. Pero yan, let's focus first on our Main Event Mark. So, I'm going to give my thoughts on NXT Battleground. Di ko na gaano kahabaan. May apologies din kasi di ko nagawa to ng review because of my sickness nga. Medyo hindi maganda yung naging lagay ko last week. And luckily, I'm okay na. After of the live stream, I immediately napped already because hindi talaga ako okay nun. Pero today, luckily, kahit pa paano mas okay ako ngayon. And I can do this podcast for you guys. So, NXT Battleground took place last week, June 9, 2024 at NXT Apex. So, Apex sa ginanap. And there was a shot of the UFC Apex and the building is under 1K attendance. I don't see this as a really good idea to begin with. To be fair, this show really lived into the hype, no? Pero meron akong nitpick about this PLE and on the setting of this PLE. Mamaya natin pag-usapan yon. Meron akong mga medyo malalaking nitpick dito. Sana din na ito maulit, no? Pero yon, pag-usapan muna natin yung show. So, NXT Battleground took place June 9, 2024. Sexy Red welcomed us to the show. She's just twerking. Okay, so it's kind of too much. Sexy Red is bringing the casuals. Okay, good. But, okay, so if you're an outside fan, sure, ma-appreciate nyo to. Pero if you are hardcore, very solid fan of wrestling, na hindi gano gusto yung mga ganitong abubot ni wrestling or WWE as a whole, hindi nyo ma-appreciate tong si Sexy Red. Okay, I didn't like the idea of bringing Sexy Red because of her image, no? Pero wala tayong gagawa. It's WWE, so it's bringing Sexy Red to our screens. But okay, she did a really good job, but I don't think she is needed. But okay. Okay, she did a really good job pa din regardless. Okay, so this is the show basically. NXT North American Championship for the women. I think they did a really good job on this match. Ang problema ko lang talaga dito, this venue is very small for a wrestling event. Then parang pansin ko din na napakasikip nung setting nila. So medyo pilit doon sa part na yon. But regardless, they did a really good job pa din of taking this thing to a different level. And so nice to see a UFC arena or the Apex getting a different setting like this in a WWE perspective. And this type of setting then in UFC Apex is a really good sight to see. Alam mo yung pag sa mga UFC fight nights, yung camera nila na signature, yung naikot na camera. Yun ang highlight actually ng buong gabi na to. So, it's really good to see this camera shot o yung panoramic shot nila sa Apex. That was a really good sight to see inside the Apex. It is not the WWE camera. That's not the typical camera that we see on the WWE setting. But okay. So, there was a smart choice to open this match or this show with the North American Women's title and someone like Kelani Jordan na sobrang underdog is something that I am interested to see. No? The match was pretty fun. Sa totoo lang. The PLE was fun. This match specifically was fun as hell. Di naman siya sobrang crazy, but yes, Kelani Jordan winning the whole thing is sobrang ganda, sobrang brilliant nun. Very underdog way pa. Ang pick ko was actually Sol Ruca o kaya si Lash Legend. But like what I said, it's very given. And yung in the way they booked this event, parang they gave this to Kelani Jordan because she is such a likable wrestler. Aside from Sol Ruca, of course, pero she is nice as fuck. Jada Parker really shined on this show, sa totoo lang. Very dominant din, if you don't mind. Parang ang pakiramdam ko kasi, this is supposedly a Sol Ruca win to me. But they gave this title to a more prominent face, which is in this case in Keita or Kelani Jordan in this case. But I mean, I get what WWE is trying to build with Kelani Jordan here, and I really love that. No, to the fact that her boyfriend Carmelo Hayes is also a North American champion, so good to hear about that. Also, would give a shout out also kay Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca is really fun as hell. And Lash, as usual, taking the biggest bumps of this match and very solid din sa totoo lang. Pero parang naiklian lang ako somehow. I really love Kelani Jordan but that was a short match as fuck. Bitin ako. Ayun. So also to address, it's a first yata no na first yata to na nagkaroon ng top 10 sa isang WWE programming. I'm not sure. That's the first time ata na nakakita tayo ng top 10 video sa WWE programming. But okay, let's continue. So Ethan Page and Oro Mensah doing this brawl for a while, and this is a story that we are witnessing for almost a while now for this thing, for this show in general. And that was a really good touch for this show as a whole. And let's talk about the tag titles. First thing foremost, I'm not surprised on the outcome for the tag titles. But regardless, that was a really good match between the OC and Nathan Frazer and Axiom. Very solid tag titles match, sa totoo lang. Medyo nagkulang lang ako kasi feeling ko there's a potential sana na magkaroon ng mas mahabang feud to. Pero most likely, ginawan lang nila tong one time off na feud para lang magkaroon ng gagawin yung OC habang sa Scotland si AJ Styles. So technically this week on the WWE programming, they're back with AJ and they are attacking Cody, and the feud with Cody is done. They are now focused most likely with NXT again. So just like that. And now they're accompanying Minion on this week's episode, no? So ang daming butas na parang okay, this is gonna be observed for sure. But yeah, that was a really good show and that was a really good thing, no? Yun. The OC versus Frazer and Axiom, always a fun sight to see, sa totoo lang. And that was a really good match pa din. Sa totoo lang, very credible talaga sila Carl Anderson tsaka si Luke Gallows. Very, very prominent tag team. Sa totoo lang, parang ang sakit sa akin panoorin na yung NXT tag division, na-hurt na sila kakalagay ng mga makeshift tag teams And then, medyo expected ko na talaga sa akin na sila yung manalo. Pero okay pa din. It was a really good match pa din, regardless. Carly Bright, we are getting videos about her. Basically, she is the Tiffany Stratton of the new Tiffany Stratton of NXT. So that was how they're presenting her right now. And sorry guys, habang nagre-record ako, kumikidlat ngayon. And stay safe by the way sa mga nabiyahe dyan, whatever. Okay. Pinalipas ko lang muna yon. Let's continue first. So, let's talk about Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler, the NXT Underground match. Personally, this is the match that I really liked. Kasi parang, yes, when it comes to MMA, I'm a fan of MMA too. UFC 1 Championship. So, I'm not the biggest fan, pero I watch MMA fights, I swear to God. But, in a setting of a wrestling setting for MMA fights like this, I think this Shayna Baszler versus Lola Vice match are definitely the best underground match that was presented by WWE. On their history as MMA fighters, very given to me to see Lola Vice and Shayna Baszler to act very different on this match. And it very shows too on how amazing these two women can be if it will be given a chance to be booked on this big event like NXT Battleground. And Lola Vice really showed that she's ready now for the main event spot. And now, she's now clearly feuding with Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's title, which is good. I hope she will be able to get the title down the road. Pero yun nga, Shayna versus Lola Vice, very physical. Like what I said, this is the best way on how you should present a scripted MMA fight. And it really worked for both Shayna and Lola Vice. Hell, even the fucking match between Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle really doesn't have a chance here. Partida may Daniel Cormier ba yan? Pero I think this is so much better. The presentation of this match is easily better. The wrestling element is still there, which is great for me. Kaya para sa akin talaga, napakagaling talaga nila Shayna and Lola dito. Props for both of them. No? Very physical to. Sa totoo lang, very physical match. Like what I said, it's very obvious that it's going to be serious. It makes sense more to put Shayna nga. Para like what I said, it's more makes sense to put Lola Vice over Shayna. Kasi sobrang decisive na nito eh. And din nga, underground, yung lighting is fine. Wala akong issue sa setting niya. Pero, like what I, regardless, Shayna is main roster woman na. So, I don't really see Lola Vice losing on that match, very given. But regardless, that was a really good presentation of the NXT Underground match and definitely my best NXT Underground match so far. And it's been crazy times so far for the WWE as a whole, no? And I really love that. Ayun. So, it really showed to how crazy WWE can be at sometimes. And it very prominent then on how WWE is trying to deal with such a things like this. And like what I said niya, yung ganitong matchups, it will really work specifically on women. Like ganitong mga women, it will work really well on them. And it's just fine as fuck. Yun. Let's continue. NXT North American Championship of Femi, Joe, Coffee, and Wesley. I think they did a really good job on building Obafemi really well because wala na kasing big guys sa main hemisphere of the WWE, and it's really showing then how very solid can Obafemi be. It's just need to be polished when it comes to his mic skills. The rest, he is really amazing. Joe Gacy did a really good job pa din. Regardless, no disrespect to him, but sobrang nag-shine talaga siya dito. Then Wesley as always showing up and giving us the best of him. In the next couple of weeks, I think he's getting a title match versus Obafemi then sa NXT Heatwave. We will talk about that in the next couple of weeks, by the way. Ayun, regardless, the match was very solid, very creative. Obafemi, really good presentation as champion. Definitely the best champion that we got, sa totoo lang. Very solid, very, very solid. Very, very good presentation depth. Then, Wendy Chu. Okay, bigyan ko na ng opinion tong gimmick na itong bago ni Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu got the best presentation of her career so far. She is like the Fiend na tulog. Yun. The Fiend na laging tulog. Yan. Yan yung definition ko of her current gimmick. Okay. So, let's continue. Roxanne Perez versus Jordynne Grace. Jordynne Grace, NXT Women's title. The match was amazing. I swear to God, if this wasn't the main event, sobrang sayang. It should be the main event ng PLE na to. But, yeah. Roxanne Perez versus Jordynne Grace, I think that was a really good match. And that was a very good, solid thing here. In fact, that they are having a storyline then with TNA that Ash by Elegance, yun nga, the one who is challenging Roxanne or Jordynne Grace for the belt on their company. It's like more on a building a continuity here. So, para sa akin, klaro talaga na given na nga mananalo si Roxanne, but they have to find a way to give it properly to Roxanne. So, that's the way that they found it. Then, Tatum Baxley eventually appeared on TNA's show Against All Odds, and she was defeated by Jordynne, as expected. But like what I said, I really love to see these things being folded, and it's very cheap win, oo. Pero like what I said, it's very given na it's very given to see how things like this will be worked out really well on the storyline na dalawa yung champion, we have to protect we have to protect both of them. And I think we found out or we're able to protect both. Then, in the face of Ash by Elegance and Tatum Paxley, I think they did a really good job on this. Then, Ash by Elegance, yes, I really love the presentation here. Sa totoo lang, that was a very good solid din. Pero, ayun nga, kagaya nga ng sabi ko, there's a continuity storyline and it's fine. It really worked on both NXT and TNA, so it's a win-win. And Ash by Elegance is getting a title shot. She is eyeing Ash for a while. She is eyeing Jordynne Grace for a while. Sorry if I'm saying Ash by Ash. Ayun, so she is eyeing for Jordynne Grace for a while. But like what I am trying to say for a few weeks time now, hindi siya makakatalo kay Jordynne, that's for sure. And yeah, I think Jordynne Grace did a really good job on this show. And same as Roxanne Perez. We will find out things anytime soon. Main event. Let's talk about the main event now. Excuse me. So the main event was kinda weak. Ano tawag dito? Trick Williams versus Ethan Page. The main event is weak for me. Not the best main event they have on a premium live event. I'm not hating Trick. I'm not hating Ethan Page. The way they built the storyline was weak. Tapos main event pa. Parang yun ang weak point niya sa akin. In a way that Lola Vice, Roxanne matches can be easily the main event, but no, they have to put this match on the main event. It's a shorter main event then if you think it twice, no? It's embarrassing then to see how things went out during that main event. Pero yun nga, kagaya nga ng sabi ko, the main event was fine. That was weak, oo. Pero I think they did a really good job presenting Ethan Page better than what he just presented in AEW. That was a pretty good match. But like what I said, this is a match that I think we can easily see on NXT TV. But that's it. parang ano siya, parang bitin talaga. Andun ako sa part na napaka-bitin. And yun, I think that was pretty it. The show was mainly focused on Roxanne Jordan making history, but we have this. It's kind of down for me. Kind of down now. But okay, that's pretty much it for NXT Underground. And I think I can give my faith to. Okay. Bigay ko na yung hatol ko dito sa show na to. So let's please let me give my thoughts about this show. Medyo magulo yung mic ko, pasensya na guys. My whole thoughts on the show. Okay. I can see my thoughts now. Okay. NXT Underground was a pretty solid show. NXT Battleground was a pretty solid show. Hindi ko masabing outstanding. Hindi. Pero that was a pretty good show pa din, regardless. That was interesting pa din, yung Roxanne, Jordan. Then the ladder match was fun. The North American title was fun. Main event, the match was more on focus on storytelling. But okay, I think they did a really good job pa din for building this show. The women's division, like what I am trying to say, that was a strong way to present the woman. And but yun. So women's division is really strong. Ito lang. And yun yung on how they presented this show. That was a really good fun and really good shit, man. Pero yun nga, I think if I'm going to rank the matches on the card, I can give number 1 to Lullabies, Shayna Baszler. Number 2, number 2, the Roxanne Jordan. Number 3, with the ladder match. Number 4, the NXT title. Number 5, the tags. But I think I really like how I really love how things went out. But I don't like the outcome with some of the matches. But regardless, I really enjoyed the storylines for this show. But this not as much as the past event. Like yung Vengeance Day or yung Stand and Deliver. I think mas solid yun. Mas okay yun kaysa dito. yun, I think that was more prominent than this show that we got. And I can easily say na mas okay yun. But was pretty solid too.
Naguulat mula sa shore na kasing pretty ko.
Bringing you the latest and greatest.
And diving deep into the cool waters
of BLs and GLs.
And every kind of love there is.
We are the Shippers. Sail with us as we watch our favorite queer love stories.
And update you about the latest every week.
Kaya tara, sakay na as we sail the open seas.
With new episodes Mondays and Wednesdays on all major podcast streaming platforms.
Sakay na you. Let's go.
Habang inaano natin to, habang pinapresent natin to ng dire-diretso, let's talk about na nga rin Against All Odds. Bilisan lang natin. So, Against All Odds took place on June 14. Let's talk about this real quick. So, Jeff Hardy made his return on a very solid way, attacking the system. And that was very solid. Ito lang, very, very prominent talaga. Jeff Hardy, hindi na siya nagsayaw to say. But okay. So Against All Odds, let's focus on the system. Okay. So Santana and Macklin versus the Rascals. I think that was a really good way to start the event. And yeah, very solid din sa totoo lang. For someone na nanonood ng TNA for a while and for someone who doesn't love the makeshift tag teams, I think Santana and Macklin did a really good job on doing or acting like nothing happened for the past few days. But that was a fun match. If you ask me. But okay. That was a pretty good solid. Also during this part of the show, Matt Hardy announced that this match is now a broken rules match. Anything goes. So that's why during the time that I was watching this event, parang putang ina, but anything goes. But okay, they announced this on the start of the show. Napanood ko ulit to. Then, Rich One versus PCO. Okay, so far, AJ Francis is not competing for a few weeks now since he's focused on Joe Hendry. But yeah, AJ Francis is still AJ Francis. Okay, that was a short match, but it's very given. No matter what happens, fuck AJ Francis. Step Delander, I think they did a really good job on building this love team storyline between PCO and SDL. Very good storyline. This is what I love about TNA. They are trying to be different with the rest of the promotions. And they did a good job on this shit, man. They're always working with this vignettes. And I think this will shine with TNA more. And this is what I love about TNA talaga. Na they love to tweak some twists sa mga storylines nila. And I think this PCO Step Delander thing won't disappoint me. Okay, the System versus the Nemeth Bros. That was a fun match. But medyo it's very sudden to see Dirty Dango. Then we have Alicia Edwards. Very AEW-ish interferences. But I think they did a really good job on... And yeah, I think AEW did a really good job on building type Tyros better now. But still, the System wins the Tag Tyros match. I think they did a really good job pa din on building the System as their best stable. Pero, yun. Ayun, I think the System is very built into this something really big pa din down the line. Pero, yun. Continue natin na Yun nga, yung Tag Taros was pretty fun. Alicia Edwards, really impressive as a heel. Pero very solid pa rin, regardless. Pero medyo may napapansin ako kakaiba. Kasi Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, and Dirty Tango, or George. Dirty Tango, I think he is doing his part now with the system, but we will find out more in the next couple of episodes of TNA Impact. Then Moose ignored him. But yeah, Frankie Kazarian versus Joe Hendry. They got this match before the NXT thing. So no Ace Steel then, as expected. But yun, overall this match is I really love the feud. There's something potential with this feud, but that was easily the worst first round matches on the feud. But yeah, that was weird. That was weird as fuck. But I'm glad that we have a continuity here. Ace Steel, fucking Ace Steel, interrupted things here. And then this week on NXT, like what I said, Joe Hendry competed. And also Frankie Kazarian as well. And then Frankie Kazarian threw Joe Hendry out of the ring. And the continuity took place on this week's TNA. So that was a really good continuity. That was a pretty good solid thing for TNA and NXT. I think they did a really good job there on building the continuity of NXT or TNA to NXT and then NXT to TNA. I think that was a really good detail to me. I can't say things that might end anytime soon. Pero I think TNA is gaining more on this current partnership with WWE over their partnership with AEW. And it doesn't matter if the champion of both companies come. Because these things alone, with Joe Hendry getting the spotlight, 6 million views on X, I think it's enough to prove, and I think it's very over for both companies to see both of them gaining because of someone that doesn't compete in a WWE building. I think that was a really good way to present Joe Hendry then. Regardless. Pero, let's continue. Baka tayo. Pero, the feud will continue. That's for sure. Joe Hendry lost this time. Very sure. Then, Mustafa Ali versus Trent Seven. The story of this, Trent Seven defeated his tag partner. I don't know what's the story of this. But I think they did a really good job on the match itself. Very solid. Then we have spoilers about that, and I think they are going to execute that soon. But I think Mustafa Ali is giving us these things, and he's very believable dun sa totoo lang. Ayun nga, Mustafa Ali, sa totoo lang, kahit sa WWE, I love him to see his opponents really shining because of him. Same with Dolph. Dolph Ziggler loves his opponents and sobrang galing niya sa character niya. Parang nagmumukhang malakas talaga yung nakakalaban niya. Kahit challenger, nagmumukhang malakas talaga yung nakakalaban niya. Same with Nick Nemeth here. I think they did a really good job on Mustafa Ali and Trent Seven there. And very good then because that was easily the best match ni Trent Seven since NXT UK. That was solid. Very, very solid. Pero, yun. Fucking Santino. Santino puts fucking Frankie Kazarian over Ace Steel. Oh my God, Ace Steel. Oh my Lord. Man, that was solid. That was solid. Pero, ano pa ba? ABC versus Josh Alexander and Eric Young. That was a very, very good tag team match. Very focused on wrestling. Ito yung mga match na sa tingin ko doesn't need really a story. Ano ba tawag dito? Both of them can compete and both of them are very solid then, no? May mga matches talaga na kailangan ng story. May mga kailangan din na hindi. Sa AEW, since they're building a story kasi, mas nangingibabaw yung wrestling. They're trying to be, basically, wrestling lang kayo dyan. Bahala na kayo sa story. TNA does both. This match can prove that TNA can be a promotion that brings a story more than a story that was really need to be brought on programming then. Sa totoo lang, that was a pretty good solid thing pa din. But regardless, ABC versus Josh Alexander and Eric Young, very solid. And very good call din. Ay, hindi pa sila nag-expect. Okay. So, Jordan Grace versus Tatum Paxley. It's an open challenge. Okay. Ash for Elegance is here in the building. And that was the match that I expected. Okay, this is a very given the TNA and WWE TL is continuing, sure. Pero I'm really expecting more on Grace's part because it's kind of unfair for TNA to get. But storyline wise, like what I said, I really love it. But I have to give my props to Tatum Paxley. I think Tatum Paxley did a really good job on this match. But sure. However, though, I don't think they have to continue with this open challenges. We don't need open challenges. They should stick with the feuds, no? Sometimes Tyros doesn't need to be defended in open challenges, and this is one of them. Roxanne Perez, okay. I'm expecting more than Roxanne, pero okay pa din naman. Tatum Paxley is very obvious because she's feuding with Jordan for a while, so I'm good with it. Pero I'm expecting bigger than that. Oo. Pero regardless, very solid pa din if you ask me. Then, yun. As expected, Ash Bay Elegance still here in the ring. Yun nga. Like what I said, we have this match. Ash versus Grace might be official for Slammiversary. Pero di rin naman nila ibibigay ito kay Ash for sure. Pero I think they are going to give this to mas mangingibabaw na ibibigay nila to kay Giselle Shaw kaysa kay Ash. Pero yun, main event, Broken Rules match. TNA title, Moose versus Matt Hardy. Okay. So this match is overall a disaster to me. That was a disaster overall. As in, very solid match, very hardcore, very given, very predictable then that Matt Hardy is losing here. but I think they did a really good presentation talaga kay Moose. Moose definitely is getting the best presentation in TNA right now. And it doesn't come close. And I think TNA, props to TNA then, because they give him and Joe Hendry the best thing in their company right now. And I hope down the line, they can give something to Joe Hendry, like a Tyro, TNA Tyro maybe. And yeah, it might shake the whole business if they did. Baka mawasak yung buong wrestling business pag nanalo si Joe Hendry ng TNA Tyro. But yeah, it's very silly, sure. Everyone definitely really worked really well. Medyo gruel din yung match. And comical din yung finish, very given, part of the character ni Musto. Like what I said, Moose loves to win in any means necessary. You know? So I can take that slide. I think that was a really good part of the character din ni Moose. Then, yun nga, the post-match assault executed. Then, Eddie Edwards attacking Rebecca. Matt Hardy is trying to prevent the attack. And then the Nemets trying to save Joe Hendry, even tried to save. It doesn't succeed. Then, here comes Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy, hindi na siya nagsayaw. And then, he attacked Moose. And then, they got Eddie Edwards. He nailed Moose with a twist of fate. And then, Matt Hardy got Moose too with a twist of fate. Then, on top, man, very solid. Jeff Hardy, Swanton. But, yeah, very solid. Pero yun, summary lang, I think TNA did a really good job on this show. I know things will be expected for them. And, yeah, very solid TNA regardless. Always very solid. Siguro subukan na rin natin gawin ng review tong mga shows na to, small shows na to TNA. Kasi ang fina-focus lang naman natin is their, mga pay-per-view, mga premium live event talaga. Kaya na sinusubukan natin gawa ng review eh. Pero I'll try to do this smaller shows going forward too. I like what I said dito, pay-per-views. It's more on the PLE too. Pero the transitions kasi on this shows to pay-per-views always works for TNA. Pero yeah, regardless, that was a very good solid event. Very overall then. Same that we are building for Slammiversary next month. And regardless, show is very amazing. I hope everyone that's watching NXT right now will tune in also to TNA. I swear, di nyo mare-regret yan, guys. Especially with the shows, the small shows. TNA Impact is costing 25 pesos in the Philippines. 4 episodes. 4 episodes on YouTube is for 25 pesos. And if you want to watch the shows like Against All Odds, you can pay 500 plus for TNA Plus the live TNA shows that's available as well on TNA Plus. And also, they are now airing as well the PLEs on TNA Plus, no longer on YouTube. So, yeah. TNA did a really good job pa din on becoming the top 2 right now with AEW getting disastered. And yeah, I can recommend this PLE overall on everyone who is watching the show. Okay, so both NXT Battleground and Against All Odds are amazing. Both of the shows are amazing. Both of the shows having its flaws, sure. Let's talk about the things real quick that happened on the TV. Bago lang tayo matapos, no? So, I really love how they are presenting Broken Matt Hardy so far. Yeah. So regardless, I think this show is really shining the most if they are giving us something like this show very solid. Basta very solid talaga ang TNA ngayon. Ito, recap natin yung 2 recent episodes of NXT. Please lang, para matapos na tayo. May isa pa tayong episode. So, Cody announced that he will announce or there will be a battle royale for next week's NXT. Kilala Jordan defending over Mention. Then we have the tag match between Lola Vice, Roxanne Perez, Metaphor, and JC Jane and Jason Mix. Then yeah, I think let's focus on the battle royale muna. I think NXT did a really good job on building this event, no, and building this match as well. Joe Hendry, very very good guy, very good wrestler then. Pero it's very funny to hear that. Boy, very solid pa din regardless. Joe Hendry, very over. Congratulations on getting 6 million views on X, by the way. Frankie Kazarian, one of the guys who eliminated Joe Hendry, is feuding with Joe Hendry. So it's very given to me that Kaz is the one who eliminated Joe Hendry on this match. Then, Javon Evans, I think they did a really good presentation on Javon Evans here so far on this event. And it's very solid talaga. Sa totoo lang, very solid. Very, very prominent then to see how things are going with TNA. And TNA did a really good job then on building these talents over. Very solid. Okay. So, Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice, definitely one of the matches for NXT Heatwave for sure. They're trying to build the match each other. And then Roxanne Perez attacked Lola Vice afterwards, and then parang they're trying to tease a story here. But yeah. Pero yun, like what I said, it's clearly favorable for Lola Vice and Roxanne Perez. Very interesting din, sa totoo lang. To see Lola Vice getting the chance, hindi rin malabo na mag-freeze turn talaga siya. No? Pero yun, Roxanne Perez is pretty impressed though with Lola Vice here throughout the match. So, I don't know why Roxanne is very angry. Kailan ni Jordan versus Minchin was amazing. Sa totoo lang, these matches like this really shined. Ito yung mga matches na gusto ko with the North American Women's Title. I think Kelani Jordan is really shining the most. And Minchin putting over someone like Kelani Jordan. I think she did a really good job here, for sure. And yun. Ayan. Then, Obafemi and Wesley announced that they're going to fight again for NXT Heatwave. However, very good move pa din that Femi only agreed if the match will be also the last match ni Wesley. Ito yung magiging last shot niya for now. Na they need to finish this for someone like very dominant like Obafemi and an underdog like Wesley. Very amazing. And they can build this thing in a really good matter if things will be built really well. So very solid pa din regardless. Pero yun, regardless, very solid talaga yung gantong presentasyon na to ng NXT. And ano pa ba? Pwede natin pag-usapan. The stories of NXT here sometimes very silly. But like what I said on my live video, yung live ko kanina, I said that AEW was amazing, but it doesn't make numbers for the show. NXT is having this horrible show, but yet they are making numbers. I don't know why we are getting that shit. I don't know if it's a prank or it's a joke. Pero it's clearly not. It's amazing. And Ethan Page versus Javon Evans, that was amazing, regardless. And Javon Evans really shining the most on this match or this show or this moment then. But regardless, that was a pretty good thing. Also, definitely we're getting a four-way match for the NXT Championship. Sean Spears, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Ethan Page. I think that was a pretty good concept for NXT Battleground. It's clearly what's better than the one-on-one supposedly between Trick and Evans. But yeah, very solid. Very flat, pero I can say okay lang for this episode. Pero ang weird lang din for me na namatay agad yung impact ni Javon Evans. Ang weird. Pero ang weird na sa akin that thing. But yeah, I can take it slide for now. That's it for NXT. We will talk about more on Clash of the Castle on the next episode of the show. For the meantime, you can follow and support the podcast at MEM Wrestling Pod. And you can also support Bang Collective on all of the social media platforms at the Bang PH. For now, I'm going to take out of here. My name is Angelo Penera. Goodbye for now. Stay safe and stay wrestling. See you on the next episode.